Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about how to compute ratios. Understanding how to compute ratios is an important skill as it helps you compare quantities and understand relationships between different groups. Imagine you're baking cookies and the recipe calls for 3 cups of flour and 5 cups of sugar. This means the ratio of flour to sugar is 3 to 5. Now, let's scale this up. If you want to use 15 cups of flour, how much sugar would you need to maintain the same ratio? Here's how we solve it. 3 to 5 equals 15 to x. Cross multiply to solve for x. 3x equals 75. X equals 75 divided by 3 equals 25. So you would need 25 cups of sugar to maintain the ratio of 3 to 5. Ratios can be simplified or reduced to their simplest form in whole numbers. Let's say you have a ratio of 12 cups of flour to 8 cups of sugar. Here's how we solve it. To reduce this ratio, find the greatest common divisor, GCD, of 12 and 8. Which is 4. Did you get 4? The greatest common divisor is the largest number that evenly divides both numbers. Divide both numbers by 4. 12 divided by 4 to 8 divided by 4 equals 3 to 2. So the simplified ratio in whole numbers is 3 cups of flour to 2 cups of sugar. How do we simplify this ratio even further if we're asked how many cups of flour for each cup of sugar? To simplify this ratio even further, we need to express it in terms of how many cups of flour there are for each cup of sugar. Since the ratio is 3 to 2, this means that for every 2 cups of sugar, there are 3 cups of flour. To determine how much flour corresponds to just 1 cup of sugar, we divide both parts of the ratio by 2. So, for each cup of sugar, there are 1.5 cups of flour. This means that if you want to maintain the same proportion, but only use 1 cup of sugar, you would use 1.5 cups of flour. Now, let's look at a more complex example. The class of 2025 includes 415 males and 282 females. Therefore, the ratio of males to females is 415 to 282. Like the previous example with flour and sugar, we can figure out the number of males to 1 female. We divide the number of males by the number of females. So we take 415, the number of males, and divide it by 282, the number of females. When we divide 415 by 282, we get approximately 1.47. This means that for every female, there are about 1.47 males in the class. Percentage change is crucial for analyzing growth or decline in values over time. Whether you're dealing with price increases, salary adjustments, or investment growth, knowing how to calculate percentage change is a useful skill. The formula for percentage change is calculated using new value minus old value divided by old value times 100. Let's say the price of a product increases from $50 to $65. Using our formula, what is the percentage change? 65, our new value, minus 50, our old value, divided by 50 times 100 equals 30%. Suppose the stock price drops from $120 to $90. Applying the formula, what is the percentage change? 90, our new value, minus 120, our old value, divided by 120 times 100 equals negative 25%. Imagine an investment grows from $200 to $450. Let's calculate the percentage change. $450, our new value, minus $200, our old value, divided by $200, our old value, times 100 equals 125%. Turning percentages into decimals is simple once you understand the process. A percentage is just a way to express a number out of 100. Let's start with an example. Say you have the percentage of 75%. How do we convert this into a decimal? To convert a percentage to a decimal, we will drop the percentage sign and divide by 100. So for instance, we will take our 75%, drop the percentage sign, and then divide by 100 to get 0.75. Now, let's use our previous answers. Solving algebraic expressions is an essential skill in mathematics, helping you find unknown values and understand how variables interact in equations. Let's look at an example. 2 times 3x minus 4 equals 10x. Start by expanding the left-hand side. Use the distributive property to multiply 2 by both terms inside of the parentheses. 3x times 2 negative 4 times 2 equals 10x, or 6x minus 8 equals 10x. Next, we want to move all the x terms to one side of the equation. To do that, subtract 6x from both sides. We get negative 8 equals 4x. Now, isolate x by dividing both sides of the equation by 4. We get negative 2 equals x. Now, let's try another one. Solve for y. 2 times y plus 5 equals y plus 11. First, expand the left-hand side using our distributive property. 2 times y, 2 times 5 equals y plus 11. 2y plus 10 equals y plus 11. Next, move all of the y terms to one side by subtracting y from both sides. Y plus 10 equals 11. Now, isolate y by subtracting 10 from both sides. We get y equals 1. Now that we've practiced solving linear equations, let's introduce a new type, quadratic equations. These involve terms like x to the second power, and they're just as important in understanding how variables interact, especially when things don't grow at a constant rate. Example, solve x to the second power plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. This is the quadratic equation. We can solve it by factoring. We want to find two numbers that multiply to 6 and add up to 5. Think about it for a second. Those two numbers are 2 and 3, because 2 times 3 equals 6, and 2 plus 3 equals 5. So we can rewrite this equation like this. X plus 2 times x plus 3. Now we apply the zero product property, which states that if two factors multiply to 0, then at least one of them must be 0. X plus 2 equals 0. X plus 3 equals 0. Solving both equations, we get x equals -2, x equals -3. Let's now try another problem, this time with an answer other than 0. X to the second power minus 2x plus 5 equals 13. Step 1. Move all terms to one side of the equal sign by subtracting 13 from each side. Our new equation is x to the second power minus 2x minus 8 equals 0. We can solve the equation like we did in the previous example. How would you factor this equation? That's right. What are the numbers that multiply to -8 and add up to -2? Those two numbers would be -4 and 2. So we can rewrite this equation like this. X minus 4 times x plus 2 equals 0. Now let's break this down into two equations. X minus 4 equals 0 and x plus 2 equals 0. Our answers are x equals 4 and x equals -2.